Tonight we continue our series here called Coming Home. Did you know, for example, that some returning Iraq veterans are told they will instinctively reach for their weapons for up to 6 months or more once they're home? Others are told to avoid shopping malls, crowds, or loud noises. Children are warned not to startle their sleeping fathers who are just home from the war. It is all just part of the mental recovery from this kind of combat. Tonight, as our series continues, NBC's Mike Taibbi on what's being done to lessen the effects of what they've all seen and done.
When President George Bush made his surprise Thanksgiving visit to Baghdad in November of 2003, the hand-picked soldier he embraced was Army Reserve Specialist Veretta Barnes.
He leaned in, he gave me a little kiss on the cheek. I was like, oh my God.
Barnes, a mother of 3 teens, had volunteered for Iraq duty and served as a civil affairs liaison to Iraq's business community.
And that's what I went there to do, is to help people.
But as the insurgency intensified during her year-long tour, her experience was every soldier's experience.
It was constant, explosions and people shooting.
Worse, though, by the time her active duty ended last April, her husband was no longer around, her kids had gone to live in her mother's small apartment, and there was no job waiting that could pay for her own apartment.
Basically, when I came back, I was actually homeless.
An Iraq vet with no place to live? Well, it turns out that Veretta Barnes is only one of about 100 veterans of the Iraq and Afghanistan wars who tumbled quickly into homelessness.
It's all about economics and having a job.
Economics, says Linda Boone of the Coalition for Homeless Veterans, often compounded by substance abuse and mental health issues. But soldiers in a rush to return to civilian life often don't hear the details of the specific help available to them should problems pile up. And Boone says neither the military nor the Veterans Administration make them aware.
When that consistently happens, then they're not doing an adequate job.
Dr. Alphonse Batros, who heads the VA's Transition Assistance Program, says it's up to the individual soldier to seek help.
You may offer all the programs in the world, but if they don't come in to receive those services, then it's very difficult to provide them access.
Veretta Barnes is one of those soldiers who says until now she never knew where the lifeline was.
I'm going to seek counseling for myself and my children.
And now she's Sergeant Barnes. For her solution was to re-enlist for active duty, hoping for a job as a recruiter, but also willing to return to Iraq.
There's no way a soldier should come back here and be homeless, ever. Ever.
Because at least the Army means a job and a home. Mike Taibbi, NBC News, Laurel, Maryland.
By the way, there is a list of federal and nonprofit agencies committed to helping homeless veterans. It's on our website, nightly.msnbc.com. And tomorrow here we'll continue our Coming Home series with a look at veterans' hospitals and health care. America's veterans looking for the help they need from an already strained system.